Hey there, business builders here in our entrepreneurial culture, our entrepreneurial community. Happy holidays to you all. I get a chance to wear this little hat today and have a little bit of snow. For many of you, you may not know, I am originally from the great state of Ohio. So I'm used to snow. So you that are here, Pacific Standard Time in California, you don't know nothing about that snow unless you go up to those mountains, or if you're on the East Coast and you're watching, or you're down south. Sometimes you guys do get a little bit of snow, but you guys are something similar to us here in California, where you don't get a chance to see the snow physically. You may watch it on TV, but you don't get a chance to experience it. It's been a minute since I've been online, but I wanted to get the chance. Hey, Tracy, I wanted to get a chance to just come on and talk to you guys, because you hear your business builders, your entrepreneurs, your business owners, your business professionals with a side hustle of doing your own thing on the side. And I know for many of us, me included, we have a tendency to place ourselves under so much stress to perform. And so I wanted to talk about that to you guys today, because even in this time of the year, so many people are stressed out. And when it comes to business, we as business owners, we stress ourselves out to perform. And so I wanted to talk to you guys on this morning, this weekend leading up to Christmas, in regards to how we as entrepreneurs have to learn how to release the stress and to rewire our brains for success. And so let's delve into that just momentarily, because I wanted to share some of this stuff with you guys and to allow you to know, don't stress out. I'm speaking to myself as well. We have to learn how to release it. And so let's talk about a few things, because many of you here, you have a product, you have a service. And first things first, you guys, on this list we want to talk about. First thing is, don't take rejection of your product or service personally. Now, don't take it personally, because understand there are two things that can occur. Either you have to tell yourself, this is how you rewire your brain, you guys, because sometimes we get frustrated if people don't purchase our product, if people don't take on our service. But look at two things. Two things you have to evaluate. Number one, does my product or service need some type of improvement? This is how you rewire yourself for success. Does it need to be improved? What areas do I need to work on in order to improve it? Or you have to ask yourself, am I targeting the wrong people? All right. And so those are two things you want to do. So don't take it personally when people don't obtain or purchase what it is that you have to offer. Look at those two things. This is how you rewire your brain for success. The next thing is, you guys, and we do this often, is don't set unrealistic expectations. Now, understand, when it comes to whatever you're offering, it takes time to develop. And what begins to happen, as we talked about previously, we see people on Facebook, we see people on Instagram, we see people on LinkedIn. And most of the times, the people that talk the most are saying, oh, I've made $50,000. I made $100,000 in 7 days just by people purchasing my product and or service. Understand, everyone's not in that boat, and it still took them time to develop their product and their service. And so I want you all to realize, don't set unrealistic expectations for yourself. Go through the process of developing what it is that you have and putting your stuff out. When it comes to marketing, you guys, and we talked about this, I talk about this often, marketing is research. It takes time for you to put stuff out, see if it works, take it back, put something else out, see if it works. Sometimes it takes just a little retweaking of our wording. And sometimes it takes you going into a different pond. All right. And so we have to know the triggers that's going to cause us to go into a state of stress. And we also have to recognize our bad behaviors. And then we have to understand, not allowing, I got phone calls coming in, Not allowing ourselves to get in our own way or sabotaging what it is that we have to offer. Let me share a little bit something with you guys. As many of you guys know as well, I am in school. Thank goodness right now I am on winter break. And you don't recognize how much pressure it is when you're in school and you're trying to operate, you're trying to make your money, you're doing so many awesome things in your lives. And until you get a chance to kind of take a breather and sit back and recognize what happens a lot of times, we evaluate and we say, oh, I'm not up to par. We can sabotage ourselves, or we can say, I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing enough. Sometimes maybe we're not doing enough, but we have to understand that there are different things. Going back, evaluate. Does my product need some type of improvement? My service needs some type of improvement, or am I in the wrong pond? We have to look at that. As many of you guys know, I said I went back to school, and I went back to school for two reasons. I went back to school for, number one, to stay ahead of the game when it comes to business. All right. I wanted to learn as much as I could when it comes to business. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go back to school for it. You can take online classes. You can do whatever you need. And the second thing I went back to school for was to network. I wanted to be able to network not just with the students, but with the professors and other people that are in the areas that I can connect with, that can help me move my business to its next level. Who can I connect with? But in order for me to have done that, I had to first realize what am I doing? What am I called to? And so in that, knowing what I wanted to do and going there, I then made the next step to connect with someone who can then connect me with other people. Remember, I knew my whole goal was to go back to school was to up level when it comes to business, as well as to network into a different pond. All right. Because sometimes we're in a one pond and it's time to up level to another pond. In that, I had the opportunity to connect with one of the cities here. Went and met with them. And second of all, got that, I was able to go in and sell myself and now be able to teach corporate training in there for that city, as well as another thing was, and it caught my attention, and I wanted to share this with you guys. Even on, I think it was on Wednesday, I was able to connect with the continuing education department at my school and workshop trainings. Well, I did that as well. And so I'll be working with them. See, I wanted to say all that to you guys is we have to be willing to step outside the pond. But this is what began to happen. And this is why I say we have to be careful not to sabotage what we're doing. I was then invited by the director of that department today to come to their Christmas gathering. Because they said the minute you stepped into our office, we knew we wanted you to be a part of who we were. Now, in myself, and it's in Fallbrook. Thank you so much, Yvette. I have to drive to Fallbrook today. In myself, this is how we sabotage ourselves. I said to myself, you're living in Lake Elsinore, I'm not driving to Fallbrook. Now, as many of you guys know, Fallbrook, that's a wealthy community. And I began to sabotage. Not that I sabotaged the fact that I'm still able to go in and be a part of the training, but I was going to sabotage me not connecting even with them, developing the relationships on a more intimate level for them to get a chance to know me and for me to get a chance to know them. So I literally was going to sabotage, and I said immediately, I'm not driving to Fallbrook. I'll see you guys next week or after the holidays. And then I had to come to myself and say, LaTanya, you have to. You have to take the drive, and you have to take out the time, and you have to go, because you have to continue to develop the relationships, and you have to step outside of your pond. And so later on today, I'll be headed that way for their departmental's Christmas gathering. And it is at the director's home in Fallbrook. So understand the fact she did not have to invite me in, but we have to recognize too that our greatest assets are us. You are your greatest asset, and you have to begin to recognize that you're your greatest asset, and you have to be willing to step outside. So for many of us, remember, we have to step outside our ponds. And so now going into 2019, as I said, my whole goal is ensuring that we develop our skills. We have everything intact. So what that does is it brings more value to what we bring to the table when people need us. All right. And see what it also does. It is also makes you feel great and grand about yourself. And that way too, you guys, when we develop it, thank you so much. When we develop you guys, that's when we're able to bring more value. And in bringing more value, we're able to charge more for what we have to offer. We no longer have to charge $25. We no longer have to charge $10, you guys. When you recognize your value and when you begin to develop who you are, when you begin to put yourselves out in your social media networks, whatever it is, and that's why I say, let me say another thing. I didn't realize, like I said before, on LinkedIn, people automatically, when you put yourself out there, they're automatically searching for you, whether it's on Facebook, whether it is on Instagram, whether it is on LinkedIn. And that's why I said we got to get this LinkedIn stuff in order, because honestly, when you're looking to do something on a more professional level, you got to know who your target audience is. And for me, because of who I went after, they went straight to my LinkedIn page. And so that's why I said we got to get this LinkedIn stuff together. Yes, stepping outside that comfort zone. We have to get all of these social media platforms in order, making sure they look good, because you are your greatest asset. On top of that, you are your brand, and people are paying attention. They hear what you say, but now they're looking to see what it is that you have. And so I just wanted to jump in this morning because a lot of people get stressed out. I got stressed out. You know, if we don't be careful, we go into that state of depression. And so therefore we have to be there for one another. And then we have to snap out of it and say, what am I doing, or what can I bring? What do I need to improve on? What pond do I need to get out of and step into to up level my product and my service, so I can be beneficial, not only leaving a legacy for my home, but also ensuring that I'm bringing profit into my household. Okay. And so I just wanted to jump in this morning and say, don't stress out, rewire your brain for success. Learn the tools, know what you need to do, be okay with it, cry for a minute, come up out of the cry, and then get into the work. And surround yourself, you guys, around people who, and I think I posted this with Michelle Obama, surround yourself around people who will make you better. You know, those people that'll listen to you and not just say yes, yes, yes all the time, but say, this is what you need to do. This is where you went wrong. This is what you got to go do next. Surround yourself around people who are challenging you and who will make you better. All right. If I don't talk to you again before Christmas Day, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy. I don't care if you're just sitting in front of a TV enjoying yourself. You don't have to be out in the streets just spending money and all that stuff. Enjoy you, enjoy your family, reflect over the things that you've accomplished in 2018. Don't always look back and say, this is what I did not do. Evaluate and say, these are the great accomplishments that I did do. And therefore, now we're going into 2019 with a complete mind. We're not going in hype, you guys. I want us to begin to go in already setting or set a plan and say, this is how I need to do. And sometimes, you guys, all it is a little tweaking of your wording. All right. But we have to do the work, and things are out there waiting for us, but we got to do the work and connect. All right. Have a great rest of your day this Friday. Have a great weekend. Have a great Christmas. And we'll talk again soon, you guys. Don't stress out. All right. Bye-bye.